Hey everyone, welcome to Our Small Footprint. My name is Nyssa, and if you're new here, we are a family of 8 who live off-grid in Australia. I have been a bit slack with filming things, which happens towards the end of the grocery period, and because this grocery period was a 10-week one, it's been a hard slog. There's so much thought that has to go into food, there's so much thought and planning for the next one, and it's just a long time between trips away from the house too. So I'm going to bring you along today and show you a bunch of stuff that I need to get done because we're sitting at the end of the grocery period. So it will be 10 weeks next week from when I went. And what I need to do is go through the fridges and freezers and make sure to clean out the stuff that needs to be finished off before we start putting new stuff in there and before I inventory and things like that. So first thing I'm gonna get started today is some chicken stock. So we bought chicken wings in bulk, and we've been keeping all the bones of all those roasted chicken wings. So I'm going to throw them all in a pot to make some chicken stock first up and let that go for a while. I'll probably put it in the pressure cooker. We'll see how we go. And the plan is to make some beef birria to can. So I'm going to use some of this stock for that purpose, but I also need to make bolognese. So we've got the beef trim from Costco hasn't been used up yet this shopping period. So I need to mince that up. We'll do hamburgers in the next couple of days and I'll make bolognese. Again, this chicken stock will be used for that. So the purpose is to, follow through with what we start getting done and then using it through. So the first thing I'm going to do is get some chicken stock on the stove. So we're going super simple. All I'm going to do is onion and garlic, salt and pepper. And then all these flavored bones, because all these bones have been roasted with various different bastings on them. So I've got all these bags of wing bits, which will make a nice gelatinous type stock as well. And I'm not going to go overboard on the quantity either, because we're going to use this for a few different things, but I'm not going to be canning the extra. I'm going to use some to can the birria, some to make the bolognese, things like that. But I just want to get these out of the freezer, and I've got a few purposes for them as well. So that's all I'm doing. The onion, the garlic, this and water in the pressure cooker. I'm using my Buffalo because it's stainless steel. And the preference is to cook in stainless steel if I have the choice over the aluminium. Though stock is not an acidic item, so it's not such a big deal. But I'm just going to toss them all in there and then get it going. Now all these bags go back into the freezer to be used for the next lot of chicken scraps. So I store all my Ziploc bags in the freezer. That way I don't have to worry about getting them clean and stored and not go moldy and things like that. So these just go straight back in the freezer, and I use chicken ones for chicken, fruit ones for fruit, that sort of thing. Get stored in the freezer to make it easy for me. Just thought I'd share a funny. I opened up my pepper grinder to grab some whole peppercorns out of, rather than finding the jar on the shelf somewhere. And I'd say one of the kids were responsible for filling the pepper grinder last, and I've just tipped them out, and they're mustard seeds, not peppercorns. So I've just tipped mustard seeds into the stock. Not a big deal, but yeah, just thought I'd share. So I need to empty that out and put actual peppercorns in that one. But yeah, so, that's life with children. All right, so a little hiccup. I forgot that last time I used the canners, the weight for the Buffalo is missing. I've just had another look and can't find it, so I need to order it online. It's just that it's $50, so I was trying to put it off. But it means that the stock is going to have to simmer for 4 or 5, 6 hours instead of just that 90-minute pressure cook. So that means that anything to do with the stock will have to happen tomorrow by the time I get it done and all the rest of it, because it's already lunchtime. So it'll simmer all the way through until tonight, and then I'll probably turn it off. We're getting down to 3, 4, 5 degrees overnight, so I'll probably just turn it off and leave it overnight, strain it, whatever. So the plan had been to do pizza for dinner tonight. So I'm going to mix up the pizza dough for the kids, and then I pulled out some of the beef rounds, and I'm going to velvet one of the beef rounds to use on the pizza, and the other one I'm going to stash in the freezer for a little bit and then cut really nice and fine to use for the dehydrator to make jerky with. So I'll get the pizza dough done first, I guess. All right, sidetracked again, children. So pizza dough is what I'll do first. I got my shiny new kettle. Looks a whole lot better than the last one. Won't last very long, but you know. So I'm going to do my normal mix up here, which will actually make more bases than we need because Darryl and I aren't eating it, but they can be used for lunch or something tomorrow. So I'm going to do my 700 grams of water. Uh, 700 grams of water. We're going to do 50 grams of oil. Lid wasn't on that when I pulled that out, which is great, so I'll have to find that. 50 grams of oil. We're going to put about 30 grams of salt. And then we're going to put yeast, which is back here. So yeast, we're going to do 10 to 20 grams. I'm going to do 15 because the weather's not great today and I'm getting started awfully late. So what I tend to do is I let this double and then I shape it and then I put it in the fridge until we're ready to use it. And a bit of sugar to help with that yeast. We just want like 20 grams of sugar. All right. And then we want baker's flour. And we want about 1100 grams. Alrighty, and then we're going to knead it on the KitchenAid. Need to find my dough hook. And we'll get that going. So that one's done. Alright, so now what we'll do is we'll split this. I'll take one of these beef out to put in the freezer just to chill so it's a little bit firmer to slice for the jerky, and the other one I'll slice up now to velvet, and we'll probably use some of that for lunch today, but well, a late lunch, and then the rest I'll use on pizza and stuff tomorrow. So making it difficult. One out for now. The other one I'm going to just, as I said, just stick in the freezer to chill it a little bit, so that I don't want to freeze it. Just want it a bit firmer for cutting up for the jerky. All right, just turn that up to speed 2. Bring that together a little bit more, and in the meantime, I'm just going to slice this up to velvet. So it's just going to be like little stir-fry pieces to use on the pizza and with veggies or whatever, however we want to do it. I've been doing this a lot with these to have with like udon noodles or in stir fries and things like that. It's been working quite well in that, but as I said on a previous video, it's a bit more expensive than I would like to pay for this kind of a purpose. So I probably will not buy these cuts again, because the intent was to use them as deli meat and it just didn't work for us. So anyway, I will get this cut up, I'll get that dough put away, and I'll bring it back. All right, so the first beef is here. So all I'm going to do is my normal method of velveting, which is, I really need to label these 2 containers. Some bicarb, a couple of teaspoons of bicarb, and then we're going to add a little bit of water,
Yummy.
oyster sauce, Worcestershire, a little bit of soy sauce, and some stock powder. And then I'm just going to massage that through, and it'll sit in the fridge for probably 45 minutes before we cook it up. Kids also requested some boiled eggs, so I've got a dozen or so eggs in here that I'm going to put on. I like to put them in cold water, bring them to the boil, start the timer for 4 minutes once it's boiling. So that's going on the stove for them. I'm still working on this beef and this pizza dough and stuff too. All right, dough. Now we're, getting there. everything's just taking a bit longer. I'm going to grease the dough container a little bit, and then I'm just going to scrape the dough into it, let it proof, and then I will divide it and put it in the fridge until later for dinner. The other thing I defrosted, or it's mostly defrosted, is a bag of the thighs. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to slice them up and marinate them to go in the fridge as well. And then we can use some of this on the pizza as well. And then also have it for tomorrow for whatever, you know, for a couple of meals anyway. So I'm just going to slice it up how I normally do into the strips. I might cut it in half again because I'm probably going to use it on pizza tonight. So smaller pieces are a little bit better. So I'm just going to strip it and then cut it in half, fill a bowl, and then I'll marinate it like normal. So I'll get it all cut up and then I'll bring you back. What? All right, everything's cut up. So now we're just going to season it like normal. I still left a spoon here last time I used the... So I'm going to do a generous amount of mustard. I need to clean. I've got the end of a jar of cowboy candy. I'm just going to rinse my hand. And then I'm going to do a bit of onion powder. Obviously is not liking the humidity. Bit of onion powder, a bit of salt, some pepper if I've got some ground up. I don't. And garlic, wherever the garlic powder is, and paprika. If that's been 4 minutes, yes, turn it off.
And this is hot chocolate powder.
This is the paprika's here, but I'm not sure where the garlic powder is. Let me find that. It's still in a plastic, still in a, oh, there it is behind here. It's fallen over. There we go. So some garlic. All right. I don't have any pepper ground at the moment. It's fine. We can add pepper afterwards, and then I'm just going to get it all marinated, and I will throw this in the fridge for a little bit as well, and I might just cook it up when I cook up the beef in about half an hour. No, it's not, it's mustard seeds. So that's all just done there. Now the eggs are done, so I'm going to wash my hands, cover this, get it in the fridge, and then we'll peel the eggs. All the meat grilled off, beef, chicken, all going to go, whatever we don't eat is going to go in the fridge for the pizzas this afternoon, and the dough for the pizza is ready to be shaped, so I will do that next and get that in the fridge as well. There you go. Alright, so dough is mostly proofed. It's a bit warm today, but it's fine because it's going for pizza. So I'm just going to split it and then I'm going to put it in. Daryl's going to grab me one of the, you know, the flat containers that I put the pizza dough in. That would be great, thank you.
Plastic ones?
Yeah, the like the...
Yeah. Well, the apple top.
Normally do around about $2.50. Per. Now, I did find bugs in my semolina when I went to use it the other day, so I can't use it. So can you see if there's any bags of semolina in the black tubs over there, please?
Any salmonella in the black tub?
Yep, thank you.
Any black yellow little ones?
Yep. because I had to throw the whole jar out because it had bugs in it. Now I know realistically I should like freeze my grains and flours and stuff before they get stored, but I just don't really have the space to do that, so I don't. And then all I'm doing is just turning these into balls, and then I'll use some semolina if I've got it. If not, I'll just use some flour. I prefer semolina because the dough doesn't absorb it and it gives like a crunchy sort of a coating as well. But I may not have any more because it was a whole jar I had to throw out. So
Can you guess?
not there.
No.
All right, so that's on my list for this grocery trip, unfortunately, and I'll just use some flour and a bit of oil, and maybe I'll line it with some baking paper just to make it a bit easier. And then this container will go in the fridge until about half an hour before I'm ready to make dinner. I might just do that and sprinkle with a little bit of flour. Just like that. And then I'm just going to put lid on, as I said, put it in the fridge until we're ready to eat tonight. All right, last thing I need to do for the moment is this beef that I stuck in the freezer to firm up a little bit. So I probably should have taken all the juices because they've set up on there as well. But all it is that we've just got it that little bit firmer to make it easier to do thin slices. Because we want nice thin pieces for jerky. And if I'm not going to get them very thin, then they're going to have to be strips if that's what it takes. We'll see how we go. Normally I can carve it pretty thin. Like that sort of thing. So it's sort of very thin, and then I'm going to decide what I want to put on it, and I'm probably just going to go with like a soy Worcestershire black pepper type thing. We like ours to taste like beef, like we like that meaty flavor, not necessarily much in the way of seasoning. So now, if I had one of those fancy meat slicers, I could freeze it almost solid and cut really nice thin pieces off, but I don't. So just doing what we can with what we have, and I'm pretty good at using my knife these days, so, and it's going to be tasty regardless. So I'm just going to go through, cut all this up, and then I'm going to get a bowl and decide how I want to season it from that point. You can actually see that this end's a little bit more frozen, which is giving me a little bit more control for the slices, but I don't want to take it too far because then it becomes too hard to cut too. So it's that happy medium of being able to be firm enough to slice nice and thin, but not so firm that you can't cut. So we'll just, as I said, we'll do what we can. We'll give this a go. Normally I would use a much fattier cut for my jerky because we don't store it long term. So we like the fattier cuts, but this will be a nice trial run of the new dehydrator. Less fat means less worries about cooking it fully and rancidness and things like that. So yeah, just gonna keep going. All right, we're gonna go simple. We're just going to go Worcestershire sauce, some pepper, a bit of smoked paprika, garlic maybe, a nice basic sort of a seasoning. Yep, you can crack the pepper of it. Lots of pepper, not just those half-hearted little...
Oh, get on the strong baby.
Strong baby.
Anyway,
We'll do a bit of garlic. And then
Can you get me the cream, strong baby?
fine. Old name.
maybe a little bit of soy for salt rather than using salt itself. And then give a bit of flavour, and then the smoked paprika. Now, of course, I haven't measured any of this, but you know, it'll be fine.
For people who know things.
So that's all I'm going to do. I'm going to massage this through, see if it's got a nice coating on it, and then I'm going to put it in the fridge overnight because I won't start the dehydrator today, obviously, because it's late in the afternoon. I'm going to plan to start it first thing in the morning. It's jerky, yes.
Friday tomorrow.
And
I was just remembering that it's Friday tomorrow.
Am I coming with you tomorrow?
No.
Why?
so that's all I'm going to do. I'm just going to put it in a bowl that's easier to store in the fridge. This one was better for mixing in. I'm going to put a cover over it, stick it in the bottom of the chest fridge where it'll stay nice and cold, and then load up the dehydrator first thing in the morning. If Darryl goes to church at 7 o'clock, then I'll be up nice and early, so I'll do it then, and we'll run it and see how we go. We'll run the generator if need be, but day forecast is to be clear, so that's that. And then I'll just bring you back once I do the pizzas for the night, because that's, I think, it for me for now. All right, it is 7:30. I took footage of cutting one of the cooked pizzas, but I didn't think about it. The lighting here is horrible at the moment, which I'm not sure how this is going to show up on screen. But I don't have any direct lighting in this part of the kitchen. It's only overhead lighting over there until we get the roof done. But anyway, I think this video today might have been enough to turn into one video. And because I've got so much to get done over the next few days, and I should have a video out tomorrow morning because it's Friday morning and I missed Wednesday mornings, I think I'm going to turn this into its own video and then continue tomorrow with what needs doing, and perhaps have a video, an extra couple of videos in this week in the finishing off before getting the groceries sorted, because I still have to do my planning as well. So that way it's not taking me as much time to sort it out if I just do them like daily, every second day videos to get this last week done. It's been a bit of a challenge with the whole 10-week shop thing, because it's dragged out, and now all of a sudden it's right in my face with having to get ready. And then the whole changing to a 4 to 5 week shopping thing is going to be a challenge too. And so if I manage to earn my TM7, or even if I don't, realistically, there's a training session that's in Brisbane in the end of May as well. If I manage to earn my TM7, I've done 2 sales and I need 4 in the next few weeks. So if I make another 2 sales, then I earn the TM7 for myself. And if I don't, then I don't. I won't be buying one. My 6 is perfectly adequate for me. But if I still have to do some training on it if I'm looking to continue to sell the 7s. So if I earn one, I get to pick it up and do the training. If I don't earn one, I should still go and do the training. So I'm trying to figure out scheduling that in as well around the new grocery schedule, and we'll see. So I think anyway, this video has been long enough. The stock is lidded, and I will do that first thing in the morning and get that beef minced up as well for the bolognese, but I'll also get the dehydrator started first thing in the morning. So it's going to be a busy day, so I just feel like I should just get this video sorted, even if it ends up only being the 15-20 minute mark. And if I just have a run of those 15-20 minute mark videos, though I always underestimate how much I've talked over the span of the day, and get them sorted and out over the next few days in the lead up to heading for the groceries. I also have a couple of things that I wanted to do Easter-wise. Like I haven't ended up making any more hot cross buns yet, so I need to do those. And someone suggested apple cinnamon ones, so I really wanted to do that. But I also was going to make some hot chocolate bombs for the kids. I bought some dairy-free chocolate melts, and I was going to melt them into the round molds and then fill the molds with some hot chocolate powder and marshmallows so that they could then put them in the bottom of a cup, warm milk over the top. So I need to do that, but there's a fair bit to get done in this week. So anyway, I will see how this pans out and maybe see you tomorrow. So have a good one, guys.